Hi, it's T. Carlson here, and I'm happy to say that Kino Lorber is at it again, having brought one of my favorite classic 1970s films to the 4K format. The movie I'm talking about is Death Wish, starring Charles Bronson. This movie's had a long and interesting history on home video. It was certainly controversial in its day, and 50 years after its release, I thought it was time to go back and revisit this one. I'm going to share some opinions on the movie, and I'll let you know what I think, let you know if I recommend this package from Kino or not. Nice close-up of Charles Bronson wielding his gun there. Got a nice caption there. Vigilante city style. Judge, jury, and executioner. Here's our spine text on the other side. Back cover has a description of the film and a few pictures, credits, legalese, list of features. Underneath we have reversible artwork, something that Kino I don't think has been doing enough of lately, so I'm glad to see it make a welcome return here. Here's the reversible art. I already went ahead and reversed that. Pretty much the same caption right there. There's our spine text. Back cover pretty much the same. Inside we have our 4K disc and our Blu-ray disc. Really no surprises there. Brand new HDR Dolby Vision Master from a 4K scan of the original 35mm camera negative. In this explosive story of revenge and urban violence, screen legend Charles Bronson plays Paul Kersey, a bleeding heart liberal who has a change of opinion after his wife and daughter are brutally attacked by a gang of thugs in their apartment. His daughter is sexually assaulted and his wife is murdered. Bronson then turns vigilante as he stalks the mean streets of New York on the prowl for muggers, hoodlums, and the like. Another classic collaboration between Bronson and director Michael Winner. Death Wish is a violent, controversial film that is frank and original in its treatment of urban crime and the average citizen's helplessness in dealing with it. Jazz great Herbie Hancock wrote the music score. Vincent Gardenia, Stephen Keats, Stuart Margolin, Stephen Elliott, and Hope Lang co-star. And watch for Jeff Goldblum and John Herzfeld in their film debuts. It's no surprise that with the skyrocketing crime rate in the heart of New York City in the 1970s that someone would make a movie like this. The film was actually based on a novel written by author Brian Garfield, with the novel really being something of a satirical counterpoint to actually taking this action. Garfield states that he wrote the novel because his car had been broken into and he wanted to go kill this guy and get revenge, but then he thought about it, that guy might have a weapon on him, and going in there and acting in that brazen state of mind probably wouldn't be the smartest thing. So I wrote the book as sort of an exaggeration of that. And it's been argued at some points that Garfield's book tends to lean against vigilantism and that the film is in favor of it. I don't know if I would go that far. I mean, Garfield has criticized the movie, saying that Bronson and director Michael Winner essentially made a Western set in modern times. Bronson, of course, having appeared in movies like The Magnificent Seven, having plenty of experience in that genre. However, I think the movie does start to show, how a man can begin to change with the series of events that he goes through. And this movie is unabashedly brutal at times. The scene where Bronson's character's wife and daughter are assaulted in the aftermath, these are very uncomfortable, very unsettling scenes to watch. It's really interesting to see Jeff Goldblum in his feature film debut playing one of the thugs who commits said assault. The supporting cast is also fantastic, even if there's not a lot of big name players. Vincent Gardenia is fantastic as Ochoa, the police inspector who has the duty to try to bring the vigilante to justice so that he doesn't want to encourage copycats, but when he finds out that arresting this man might make a martyr and would make things worse, he's faced with an interesting decision of his own. One particular interesting element of this movie is seeing the copycat vigilante cases, including a few scenes where an old woman and a construction crew take matters into their own hands in a news broadcast. It's equal parts hilarious and shocking at the same time. The movie actually is quite enjoyable for what it is. I mean, I'm making this sound like it's this deep, dark, disturbing movie, and at times it certainly is. It's a far cry from Bronson in the Death Wish sequels, which by that point he's used to and accustomed to killing people. In this movie, He punches a man that tries to mug him, and he runs home, and his hands are so shaky that just getting a drink is a struggle. After he shoots and kills his first man, he runs home and vomits because he's so disgusted. You get to see how these actions impact a man, and I would not say that the movie by any means says that vigilantism is the answer to these conflicts, although I would argue that it certainly speaks in favor of defending yourself in times of crisis. The movie was certainly controversial in its time, and it did spawn 4 sequels, none of which had the same critical impact that the original did. The second film has been released on 4K by Vinegar Syndrome. We also got a remastered Blu-ray of the third film not too terribly long ago. And the 4th and 5th movies are also available on the Blu-ray disc format, but I'm hoping the later ones will eventually get the 4K treatment as well. Death Wish makes its 4K debut here. What we get here is a filmic, natural-looking transfer that's true to the source material. Do not come in here expecting something that's razor sharp and absolutely beautiful. This has always been a very grimy, gritty-looking film that's a reflection of its times and its environments, and that's reflected here. It's a good-looking natural transfer that doesn't show any signs of noise reduction or manipulation, and the Dolby Vision does give it that little extra push in regards to some of the colors and the black levels, and that's always a good thing. The supplement package is admittedly a little on the small side, but we do get a feature-length commentary track, an interview with actor John Herzfeld, who appears as one of the thugs in the film, and a series of theatrical trailers, TV spots, and radio spots, plus trailers for several other related films. It would have been nice to get a slightly bigger supplement package, but I do have to say I'm not disappointed with what I have here. Kino Lorber has done right by Death Wish, and I am happy to see the movie get its 4K debut here and the treatment it deserves. Are you a fan of Death Wish? What do you think the best movie in this series is? Do you think the original was never topped? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content, because I'm always posting new videos. And make sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.